Next, Congressman and presidential candidate Tom Tancredo at a house party hosted by State Representative Jack Lawrence in Westmoreland, New Hampshire. This is 10 minutes.
It was very nice.
How are you? What's your name?
I'm David Cooper.
Hi, David.
So I was very busy.
How are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Hi.
Hi, June Derringer.
Joan, how are you? How
You're
are you?
from Colorado?
I'm from Colorado, yes, ma'am.
Whereabouts?
Well, a little town that I was actually speaking in today, same name, Littleton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I spoke at Littleton, and I'm from Littleton.
Okay, my sister-in-law's there, Zimmerman.
Well,
Rita Zimmerman. Carl?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know it. Hi.
Hi, Ann Cotfilia. Nice to meet you.
Dan, how are you?
Good luck.
The problem is, that's my sister, and she's as liberal as can be.
That's why I don't know her, you see? That's a reason. That's a good reason.
She is an artist, though.
In Littleton?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And did she have a shop?
No, she
No,
usually shows in different
Oh.
She's
places.
been teaching some, and she's had a few art exhibits,
I see.
shows, so forth.
I see. Well, how are you, sir?
Pretty good.
Good to see you. Good to see you again.
Republican shoot in September.
Where?
Vice president.
Where?
And down in Sullivan.
Okay.
We haven't gone to a date out yet. But we would like you to come
Oh, man. Where's Shelley? We have to make sure she knows about
as the
that.
next president.
I would be fine. I would love to. I will absolutely come anywhere, anytime for a little shooting. I always ask her. I tell her every time we're coming up, I say, is there anybody, you want me to go in and do a little clay pigeon shooting? Oh, we're going in this way. All right.
Big range.
Well, I'd love to. Shelley, this guy has a good offer for us here.
Okay, all right.
Right, we're going to stand here and let them go in. We'll direct traffic here. Congressman, hi, Elaine Kirby. Nice to see you again. I'm Ann Cartwright's sister. We met at her home.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for helping.
Oh, indeed. And this is Joan
Joan
Schmidt.
Schmitz from Westminster, Vermont.
Thank you so much.
Nice to be here with this invitation.
Well,
I've been reading some of your things and have been, somewhat impressed and anxious to hear
Good.
you speak.
Well, good. I'm
I
glad you're
heard
here.
your interview by Al Poulos this morning on the radio, too.
Could you tell I had only been up for about 20 minutes or so? Well, actually, I've just gotten out of the shower. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Come on in.
People talk about, what do you mean, what's victory in this war? Well, let me tell you, the war is not Iraq. Iraq is a battle, but we are at war with radical Islam. I happen to believe this. And I It's not terrorism. It's not terrorism. Believe me, when people say that, it just annoys me. It's not terrorism we're at war with. Terrorism is a tactic. It's not a thing you can go to war with. But it muddies the water. It makes it, terrorism. Well, that means it's, a lot of the Democrats look at this like, well, it's just people who, they're just really criminals. And we should, indict them and go find them and... No, this is much bigger than... We are in a war with radical Islam. It's another one of those things nobody likes to say. But you have to. I mean, if you believe it, then you have to say it. And I believe it. And I'm going to tell you that. So, the question becomes, how does what's happening in Iraq fit into this bigger picture? And I'm telling you right now, it is not good for us to be in the position of being in that target there in Iraq. Because we've got Iran to deal with, which is a significant problem, and it's getting worse every single day. We have to work to configure the situation in the Middle East so that we can use the divisions in Islam itself, not just the Sunni Shia, but there are all kinds of others that occur there, to our benefit. And we have to create a place in the Middle East where there is this kind of a new power structure, maybe that's a balance of power situation. You've got the Sunni Crescent, right? You've got Jordan and Saudi Arabia and Egypt on one side. You've got the Shia Crescent, which is really Iran on the other. Believe me when I tell you this, that there are countries in the Middle East, especially in that Shia Sunni Crescent, the Sunni Crescent, that are just as worried about Iran having a Baham as we are. And so we can work there. It's a very delicate balancing act we have to perform. Of diplomacy and the use of other things eventually. I mean, Iran cannot get a nuclear device. It's imperative that we do everything to stop that. Now, I don't, and the last thing, the absolute last thing is to go in there and take out facility. But before that, there are all kinds of things we can do, and we need to begin looking at very carefully. And some of them we're doing, but we have to refocus our attention on a much bigger issue. This war on radical Islam is a real one. And honestly, to tell you the truth, the battle will not, in this war, will not really be fought with armies to the extent that it has been in the past. It's a different kind of war. It will require a different kind of warfare. And it's also not only a battle of arms, the force of arms, it's a battle of ideas. And I tell you, we have to know who we are. We have to know who the enemy is. It's not just a terrorist. The enemy is radical Islam. Then we have to know something else. We have to know who we are. Do we have the will? As I said earlier, we're the last hope, last best hope of Western civilization. Okay? What does that mean? It means that we are the last best hope of a Judeo-Christian set of principles that guide a country's actions.
That's correct.
Okay? And so, face it, folks. Again, these are tough things, I know, to deal with, but it's the case. Are we going to hold out? Are these values ones we all share?
Yeah.
Will our children understand it? I hope so, and I pray so, because I also, by the way, believe in the power of prayer. So even if, I want your vote. I want your support. We can do well in New Hampshire, believe me. You can't imagine what that will do to this whole, it just changes the dynamics dramatically in this scene. And so I want your support, absolutely. But, even if you don't do that, I really do ask you for your prayers, because I believe in the power of prayer. And I ask you for your prayers for me, for my family, for our health, our safety, and I ask you for your prayers for this country. Because I believe that it needs it, and I believe that it deserves it. And so, thank you so very much for coming, and we'll be back in touch, okay?
How about a hug on top of it?
This will assure
Ronald Reagan.
That's great, man. Well, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Can I walk out with the Congressman? You bet, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm splitting out. I've been working the last few days. He's getting out of here. Oh, I don't know. Hey, at least I have it. That's right. Absolutely. And when you can see that it means as much to a lot of other people as it does to me, then it's really the important thing. You know what I mean? If I was trying to push some arcane thing that, about 5 people cared about, but this happens to be something America cares about.
Right. No, absolutely. If you had more time here today, are there other issues you didn't get to?
Oh, yeah, there's quite a few, that's for sure. But as I said earlier, so many actually are attached to this immigration issue that it is not a single issue.
Right.
There's tentacles that go out everywhere.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So long.
Can we enforce that sanctuary policy?
We're going back.
Let me keep this. I think I tried.
Okay, that's the website actually also.
I'm almost sure.
And I'm not sure how easy it is to get.
Because I tried.
Because I said to give it to you, but then, sometimes people won't do that, you know what I'm saying? Good enough. Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that, okay? As soon as you make it